It's Timed Edge, and I'm doing a quick video on a deeper dive into sequential SMT, because if you're not too familiar with Day's teachings and you use the indicator, you can become a little bit confused maybe. So we're on the M1 and it has certain correlated time frames. So if you're on the M1, it looks at the 90-minute and it breaks it down into 4 quarters. Here you can see the indicator marking with these horizontal lines the segments of the quarters of the 90-minute. And then when you get divergence, it will mark it out with an arrow above, clearly labeling it sequential SMT, hidden or normal sequential SMT. So let's drop out to the M5. So we're on the M5 now, and just to clarify, this is the index futures triad which I use, which is 6E, 6B, 6S, closely correlated assets that I use to find divergence to give me a trading edge in the market. So when I'm on the 5-minute, it is called the 90. So we have 90s because it splits the quarters of the day, which is the 6-hour time frame, into 4. So the horizontal lines on the 5-minute time frame will be 6-hour bar split into 4 quarters. Okay, and then the sequential SMT will be highlighted when there is divergence between 1 or 2 quarters. Okay, let's drop out to the M15. Okay, so we're on the M15, and on the M15, the script highlights the daily cycle, which would be the day split into 4s. So we have Asia, London, New York, then the PM session, and this all comes into AMDX or XAMD if you're familiar with Day. If you're not, I suggest you go and watch some of the videos around that. And basically it means that the first quarter accumulates manipulation distribution X, or you have XAMD, which would mean expansion or something other than accumulation, then accumulation manipulation distribution. Okay, so M15 breaks the day into 4, so we call it a daily cycle. These are 6-hour segments of time, and it would be divergence between that. The indicator highlights sequential SMT above here. If we have divergence, that is, of course. Let's drop out to the 1 hour. So we're on the 1 hour. This would be classed as our weekly cycle, and basically this is the week split into 5. So we have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and X is 5 normally. So on the 1 hour time frame, if the previous day's high or low is breached, you'll get sequential SMT, and there'll be the divergence signal will be shown above hidden sequential SMT, labeled like in previous. Let's drop out to the 4 hours, the next time frame. Okay, so we're on the 4 hour. This is classed as our monthly cycle. The reason being that when you're on the 4 hour, we look back at previous weeks. So this horizontal line divides the weeks of the month. So we're on week 1. Rather than having lines going all the way back like some other indicators, I decided to just stop it there, and every fresh month you just get, so it's a little bit easier and less cluttered on your chart. So if one asset breaks previous week's high or low, you get sequential SMT. This is the last for the horizontal lines, but this does go up. Let's go on to the daily chart. Okay, so on the daily chart, we look for sequential SMT 3.25 weeks. That's our look back period, and that's the previous quarters. It's basically the 3 months of the year split down into 4, and that's how you get that. It's quarters, everything's quarters. Price is all fractal, it moves out. Then you'll be on the week, then the next one is the weekly time frame. If you're on the weekly time frame, so here we have sequential SMT on a weekly time frame. This is looking at 3 months of a year. So that's the year split into quarters. Okay, so if you're not too familiar with how to split day splits it up, that's how it would be. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, X, AMD. When you're, and now the next time frame would be the monthly. So when you're on the monthly, it looks at the previous years as quarters, okay? So that's the cycles. I don't have any horizontal lines for them because it clutters up the chart, and when you're looking at higher time frames, I don't think you need it. But I'm open to suggestions, so if you need anything and it's not available, let me know. Thank you, like and subscribe. This is Timed Edge.